1. A CMVP is training a team of engineers on M&V protocols. Which adult learning strategy best promotes understanding? A. Hands-on simulations of measurement processes. B. A long lecture without interaction. C. Assigning a textbook chapter for self-study only. D. Showing a recorded webinar without engagement. 2. When evaluating energy savings from an implemented project, which method most accurately measures performance? A. Comparing pre- and post-installation utility bills without normalization. B. Using IPMVP option B for retrofit isolation with calibrated measurement. C. Estimating based on equipment rated efficiency. D. Relying on anecdotal reports from facility staff. 3. During curriculum development for a CMVP training program, what is the first step? A. Selecting instructional materials. B. Identifying learning objectives aligned with IPMVP standards. C. Designing quizzes. D. Scheduling classroom sessions. 4. A trainee repeatedly misinterprets baseline adjustments in M&V calculations. Which mentoring approach is most effective? A. Provide repeated verbal corrections without examples. B. Walk through several baseline adjustment scenarios interactively. C. Assign additional reading only. D. Let the trainee self-correct without guidance. 5. Which communication method best ensures clarity when presenting M&V results to non-technical stakeholders? A. Using technical jargon to demonstrate expertise. B. Providing visual charts with plain language explanations. C. Sending a detailed report with no verbal explanation. D. Speaking quickly to cover all content. 6. A CMVP trainer needs to ensure instruction adheres to regulatory standards. Which action is most appropriate? A. Relies solely on company practices. Review the latest IPMVP protocols and incorporate them into training. C. Use outdated procedures for convenience. D. Wait until a regulation audit occurs. 7. To measure a trainee's competency in calculating energy savings, which assessment is most reliable? A. Multiple choice quiz on theoretical concepts. B. Observation of a real M&V calculation exercise with validation. C. Self-assessment questionnaire. D. Group discussion. 8. A mentor notices that a trainee struggles with data logging equipment. What is the most effective adult learning support method? A. Demonstrate correct use, then provide practice with feedback. B. Provide a manual without supervision. C. Let the trainee experiment without guidance. D. Ask another trainee to teach them. 9. When designing an M&V course, how can alignment between instruction and assessment be ensured? A. Randomly select assignments and quizzes. B. Apply backward design by mapping objectives to assessments. C. Let each instructor design independently. D. Create assessments without defined learning outcomes. 10. A trainee asks a complex question during a live session. How should a CMVP trainer respond to maintain flow in learning? A. Address it immediately, even if it disrupts the session. B. Ignore the question. C. Acknowledge the question and schedule a dedicated follow-up. D. Ask other trainees to answer it. 11. Which is the most critical step to comply with IPMVP when measuring energy savings for a retrofit? A. Estimate based on nominal equipment efficiency. B. Document baseline conditions and measurement boundary definitions. C. Rely on anecdotal performance observations. D. Skip measurement to save time. 12. What is a key mentoring strategy for developing proficiency in complex M&V software tools? A. Allow trainees to learn entirely on their own. B. Provide guided exercise with progressive difficulty and feedback. C. Assign only reading materials. D. Observe without giving any input. 13. In teaching regression analysis for M&V, which approach most effectively reinforces understanding? A. Lecture without examples. B. Hands-on exercises with real energy data. C. Assign theoretical readings only. D. Discuss theory in abstract without application. 14. A trainee frequently miscalculates energy savings adjustments. Which evaluation method best identifies the root cause? A. Review their calculations step by step in a guided session. B. Ask peers to guess the error. C. Multiple choice test on adjustment theory. D. Survey trainee confidence. 15. When reporting M&V results, which communication method ensures comprehension for a diverse audience? A. Detailed technical report only. B. Visual summaries with verbal explanation. C. Only send email tables. D. Speak using only acronyms. 16. Which mentoring technique is most effective when trainees transition from option A IPMVP to option C whole building? Let them struggle independently. B. Scaffold learning with incremental guided exercises. C. Have them observe only. D. Provide theoretical readings without practice. 17. Ensuring proper documentation of measured energy savings falls under which category? A. Curriculum goal. B. Compliance requirement. C. Optional suggestion. D. Instructor preference. 18. A trainee resists applying normalized adjustments. Which communication approach is most effective? A. Explain relevance and real-world impact of normalization. B. Ignore resistance. C. Demand compliance without explanation. D. Assign unrelated tasks. 19. In revising a training module, what ensures regulatory alignment? A. Remove complex regulatory content. B. Map learning outcomes to IPMVP standards. C. Delete assessments. D. Let instructors interpret standards independently. 20. A trainee focuses on speed rather than accuracy in measurement data collection. How should a mentor respond? A. Praise speed regardless of errors. B. Emphasize accuracy expectations and model proper procedures. C. Assign punitive exercises. D. Allow errors to accumulate. 21. Which adult learning strategy best supports mastery of energy savings calculations? A. Rote memorization of formulas. B. Project-based application exercises. C. Passive observation of examples. D. Single high-stakes exam. 22. A CMVP trainer must evaluate trainee competence quickly. Which assessment is most efficient and valid? A. Hands-on calculation and measurement exercise. B. Long theoretical essay. C. Multiple choice exam only. D. Peer assessment. 23. To teach baseline period selection effectively, instructors should A. Use text-only lectures. B. Provide case studies with visual and interactive elements. C. Skip examples. D. Avoid participant questions. 24. Trainees produce inconsistent metering results. Which evaluation approach identifies the issue fastest? A. Review metering setup and calibration logs. B. Ask for verbal reflection only. C. Wait for monthly review. D. Administer a theory quiz. 25. Which practice ensures adherence to IPMVP guidelines during project verification? A. Follow personal preference. B. Use updated IPMVP protocols and documentation. C. Skip standard procedures. D. Rely on coworker assumptions. 26. A training program covers both Option B and Option D IPMVP projects. How should learning outcomes be structured? A. Focus solely on Option B. B. Define specific outcomes for both options. C. Avoid assessments. D. Let trainees choose what to learn. 27. Trainees forget key regression model assumptions. Which technique most improves retention? A. Spaced and repeated practice with real data. B. Single intensive session. C. No practice. D. Only reading materials. 28. Before mentoring new M&V staff, a CMVP should first A. Assign tasks without assessment. B. Assess individual skill levels and learning needs. C. Apply identical instruction to all. D. Avoid discussions. 29. To test the ability to critique M&V reports, which method is most appropriate? A. Report error identification exercises. B. Vocabulary quiz. C. Attendance check. D. Self-reported confidence survey. 30. A training session is running behind schedule. How should instruction proceed without compromising learning? A. Skip content. B. Summarize key points and provide supplemental material. C. End early. D. Rush through topics. 31. Which element is required for documenting M&V compliance? A. Personal opinions. B. Accurate records of measurements and calculations. C. Irrelevant notes. D. Unverifiable feedback. 32. A trainee hesitates to ask questions. Which mentoring approach encourages engagement? A. Public criticism. B. Create a supportive, non-judgmental environment. C. Ignore the issue. D. Assign more homework. 33. When aligning a course with industry standards, what is most critical? A. Map content to IPMVP protocols and relevant codes. B. Remove complex content. C. Use outdated guidelines. D. Reduce assessments. 34. A CMVP trainer notices trainees struggle with uncertainty analysis and energy savings calculations. Which instructional method is most effective? A. Assign theoretical readings only. B. Provide guided exercises with real project data and feedback. C. Skip the topic to save time. D. Ask trainees to watch a video without practice.